Good morning, guys. Welcome back to a new video. Today's video is my 20-week anatomy scan. If I sound bummed, it's because I am. I'm feeling all of the emotions today. I'm excited to see the baby. I'm nervous. This is the really big scan where you find out if baby is completely healthy or not. And aside from that, I'm gonna try not to let my emotions get the best of me, but this virus is taking a toll on everything, and that includes keeping spouses from being able to enjoy milestones. And milestones are important in pregnancy as well as when the baby is here. So with that being said, Caleb is not with me. He is not allowed to come to my anatomy scan. The reasoning for that is because they're not allowing visitors. I feel really incredibly upset for all of the moms who are having babies right now. I couldn't imagine having my child without support, so I don't want to, degrade that at all. But it does suck that my husband cannot come and experience the biggest scan of our pregnancy. So with that being said, I am leaving early because they are doing screenings at the front door. I don't know how long it's going to take to get into my appointment. I'm thankful that I'm still having my appointment because I know people that their OB offices have canceled all appointments unless it's necessary until further notice. So I'm incredibly thankful that I can still go. But yeah, so I'm leaving early just to make sure I get there on time and get in and can be seen on time. So I will catch up with you guys probably after my appointment. They are not allowing, well, they normally don't allow video or anything like that in there. So we'll see if that changes because of the no visitor policy. I'm going to ask about FaceTiming during the scan so that Caleb can see, but it's not promising. So I will probably just catch up with you guys after my scan with an update on baby Cumberworth. Okay guys, so it is now 5 o'clock on the dot. I have not vlogged at all today since I did the intro to this, only because when I got home I was really hungry. So I ate, and then I spent some time with Caleb before he went to work. And then once he went to work, I was starting to get a headache. So I just took a nap for quite a while. So now that I'm awake, I figured that I would update y'all on what we got back from the scan today. So as you can tell by the title, we did get some unsettling news. Before I get to that, I do want to say that we were told the baby is completely healthy. Everything looked great besides what I'm about to tell you. And if you are friends with me on Facebook, because you personally know me, you already know about this. So I just wanted to include this into my video because I think it's worth noting that it's nothing to panic over and it's nothing to over exaggerate. It's nothing to worry about or anything to get scared about. It was unsettling at first, and now that I've, learned more about it and heard more from my doctor and just kind of like understand what it is, I'm really not that concerned. I have full faith in God that everything's gonna be okay. So with that being said, the news that we got from the doctor was that baby does have some cysts on its brain, and I cannot pronounce what it's called, so I will not even try or I will butcher it. She said this is very common, it happens a lot, and she said that usually they go away. So she just said basically you get more pictures because eventually, I think she said around 30 to 32 weeks, we will have another ultrasound and they will scan to make sure that these cysts have disappeared. And she said a lot of times they are a sign of immaturity nothing really to be concerned about. She said the only time, Jax's tail, the only time that they really worry about them is when they're accompanied by other health issues, like other abnormalities. She gave the examples of like a heart defect or a clubbed foot or anything like that. That would show more signs that something is not quite right. And aside from the cysts on the brain, our baby is 100% healthy. Everything came back typical. That was what we got back from it. So she was just very, very confident and optimistic that this is not a big deal. She sees it very often and it's gonna be okay. So I took her word for it. Caleb and I really aren't worried. She made me feel so comfortable because, as you know, I had to go to my appointment by myself. So I kind of worked myself up as I was sitting there. I could hear whispering in the hallway, and like I just, you know, put it in my head that they were talking about me and how they were gonna have, you know, have to tell me something bad, and Caleb wasn't there, and obviously that wasn't the case fully. She did have to tell me it wasn't completely clear, but that what we did find was fine. So with that being said, I want to talk about my scan. So when I went in, I was incredibly thankful. The ultrasound tech that I had was so sweet, and she made it not awkward at all. I mean, she talked to me the whole time, and she asked me, like I didn't even have to ask because I was planning to ask if Caleb was able to FaceTime me during the scan. She asked me if my husband or spouse was at home, and I did tell her that yes, he was at home since they were on a no visitor policy. So she said for the time being they are allowing the parents of the baby to FaceTime. So I was like, oh, that is so awesome, like that makes me feel so much better. So I texted Caleb and told him, and so he waited by his phone. She did do all the scan that required, you know, like the baby parts, like the brain and all the organs and all that. She did do that with the TV off. I don't know if that's normally how they do the anatomy scans, but since we aren't finding out the gender, she kept the TV off because she said it's hard to get all the stuff she needs without accidentally showing it. So she did keep the TV off where I couldn't see it. And then once she got everything she needed and all the measurements, she turned on the TV and I could FaceTime Caleb. And she didn't scan below, like, I mean, you could see a little bit of its stomach and up. Like she didn't go down to show us its feet or its legs or anything, because of course we said we didn't want to know. But baby was moving the whole time. First it was like face down, so its belly was down and it was not showing its face. She was pushing on my stomach, she was turning me, and eventually by the end it did turn and we got some profile views. I do have some pictures I can show y'all. But thing is, oh my gosh, stubborn as all get out already, which makes sense because hello. So that, it was really reassuring to see the baby has grown, even since I had a scan at 17 weeks to make sure I had a cyst, and it was just to make sure everything was fine. So even just since then, the baby has gotten so much bigger. Like its head was even bigger, and I hate calling it an it, he or she, I don't know, but it was just amazing. So that's really all that came back in the scan, and I am so tired right now because I had myself so worked up this morning, just between like having to go by myself and worrying about whether everything was okay with the baby or not, and just I had myself so worked up. I woke up at 5:30 this morning and I tossed and turned and tossed and turned. I couldn't get comfortable, so I laid there, finally looked at my clock again, and it was nearly 6:30, and I laid there for a little longer, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna get up. So I got up and, you know, brushed my teeth, and as you could tell, I made some toast for breakfast because I was trying not to have anything too sugary. I did drink a little bit of orange juice, but I figured since my scan was in like 4 hours from the time that it would like not affect it. But this baby is so active, it would have been bouncing off the walls anyways. So yeah, it was, but I mean, she was able to get everything she needed, so it's fine. But yeah, I'm just so tired, and I did talk to my doctor. I've been having headaches a lot, and to where they're concerning. I know during pregnancy your hormones are crazy and you do get headaches often, but I mean, to the point where I cannot function. So we talked about that. Plan of action for that is to go to the eye doctor and make sure I haven't had any changes in eyesight, because she said that is common during pregnancy. And she said make sure I'm getting my water intake, which is why I have my water. And she said to make sure I'm eating on time and that kind of stuff. But she said she's gonna check to make sure I'm not anemic next month at my next appointment, and then we'll go from there on what to do for that. My glucose test is next appointment. So, gosh, I've heard so many mixed reviews on, oh, it's not that bad, or oh, it sucks really bad. So obviously I have to do it. Jax is chewing his toy right below me right now, so I'm so sorry. But yeah, glucose test next month, and that's about it. So I will show you guys some pictures. I have quite a few here actually. So let's see if this will focus. Yeah, look at that cute profile. And then, is this upside down? No. Baby's foot. And this one, baby was yawning. So you can kind of see a little bit of a yawn there. And then these kind of creep me out. So like, I posted some on social media, and I didn't post these because they kind of creep me out. This is its profile, but what in the heck is that big black circle? I don't know if that's an eye socket or what. I don't know. But that one kind of freaked me out. And then this is baby's face. Like, look at those well, that one eye, I guess, right there. So crazy. This is baby's heart and baby's stomach. It's crazy. So that is all the pictures I have, but we are incredibly excited, and as of today, I am right on track. My due date is August 8th, and that has been my due date from the very first appointment when I measured. I measured right on track today. Baby's growing like perfectly. He or she is already a hoss though. She or he already weighs 13 ounces. 13 ounces, 3 ounces shy of a pound. And the average baby at this point in time usually weighs about 10.5 ounces. So I'm hoping that maybe it just hit a little growth spurt and we're not gonna have a big baby on our hands because I'm too small. So we will see how that goes. But I am really excited to just keep on monitoring baby and making sure that it, you know, he or she's growing perfectly, and I'm blessed to even have the opportunity to carry the baby in my womb, and I will not take that for granted because I know there are people who struggle. And so with the news we got, I know there are people who get worse news every single day. So I'm counting my blessings and I'm saying my prayers just to still cover us. But if y'all would just keep us in your thoughts and prayers, just pray that these cysts go away, and that we don't have to worry about that. The oven just preheated. This thing is so weird. And then it flashes light. The light in the oven flashes. But thank you guys so much for tuning in and for all of your love and support. It means so much to us. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a big thumbs up and tell your friends and family about us. We love you guys, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.